the dome. So you move the dome of the earth, and it's all waters. This is what is called the galaxies, the outer space. So let's go to the word. And then God said, let there be a dome in the middle of the waters to separate one body of water from the other. So the dome is separated one body, and there was another one. Now, if the dome wasn't there, it's all waters in the galaxies. And so it happened. God made the dome, and it separated the waters above the dome from the waters below it. So above the dome, if you look at the map, above the dome is waters. And below, there's waters. It's still a dome. The dome is still there. But you take out that dome, you're in like the abyss. So the abyss is like you're traveling through the dark waters. Word up. So if you go outside and look up in the air, and it's darkness, this is the darkness that's above the dome. You're looking at waters above, the clouds, and below. Let's get into it. And so it happened. God made the dome, and it separated the waters above the dome from the waters below it. God called the dome the sky. Evening came and morning followed the second day. Then God said, let the waters under the sky be gathered into a single basin, so that the dry land may appear. And so it happened. The water under the sky was gathered into the basin, and the dry land appeared. Y'all know the basins that you put water in to drink? Well, this basin is not a drinking water. It's like cosmic waters. It's filling up like land in the dome. Word up out here. God called the dry land the earth. So God used the basin to take the water out, and land came. Word, it came. And the earth was starting to show. Word up out here. And the basin of the water he called the sea. God saw how good it was. Then God said, let the earth bring forth vegetation, every kind of plant that bears seeds, and every kind of fruit tree on the earth that bears fruit with its seeds in it. And so it happened. The earth brought forth every kind of plant that bears seeds, and every kind of fruit tree on earth that bears fruit with its seed in it. God gave you fruits to eat, herbs, fruits, seeds. This is the foods that we should be eating. But in this age, humans, we eat fast food, a lot of munchies, junk food. So we get caught off with it. But it's okay. You can have a balance with it. You can eat your seeds and you can eat your good food. You get your seeds, your herbs. You balance it out. It's all right. I'm not perfect. I eat a lot of junk food. And so it happened. The earth brought forth every kind of plant that bears seeds, and every kind of fruit tree on earth that bear fruit with its seed in it. God saw how good it was. Evening came and morning followed, the third day. Then God said, let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them mark the fixed times, the days and the years, and serve as luminaries in the dome of the sky. Stars. These are planets, but they're not just planets. These are literally angels in the clouds. God made the two great lights, the greater one to govern the day and the lesser one to govern the night. And he made the stars, angels. A star is a what? A planet, an angel. Every angel is like a planet. You're a planet too. You have your own galaxies. I'll talk about that in another video. God set them in the dome of the sky to shed light upon the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw how good it was. Evening came and morning followed, the fourth day. Then God said, let the waters teem in an abundance of living creatures, and on the earth let the birds beneath the dome of the sky. And so it happened. God created the great sea monsters. So God has a lot of creations out there. And this is just the earth. Word up out here. This is just the earth. And we're in the third dimension, or 4D. So just think about in a higher dimension on earth, all the creatures that God created. But they're not shown in this dimension. I don't know if you ever watched like shows like Godzilla. Godzilla's like a sea monster living in the waters. He lives on the earth below. And many of the sea monsters, Leviathan, sharks, the great old ones, the great old ones in the waters. God created all these monsters, but you don't see them here. But they will connect with you in your soul. Study like the ancient mythology. Now this is a testimony. This is happened years ago. I came home from work. I ate a lot of munchies, like honey buns. I went to sleep and I woke up to this dream. In that dream, there was I was walking on the hall. It was out like fog. It was a green book. I didn't know what that green book meant. But now thinking about it, this green book has something to do with sea monsters. Years later, I started to look into H.P. Lovecraft. started to meditate on his work. He started to write books about Cthulhu because Cthulhu was talking to him in his subconscious. And he was having nightmares. Not like physical nightmares, but, in through like the soul. The Cthulhu is one of these sea monsters in like outer space. One of the great old ones that God created. Monsters they have never heard of. There's a book out there. It's called the Necromonicon. It's a very dangerous book. But knowing that you're a child of God, hey, pray over it in the blood and check it out. Y'all are gods. What's the worst that could happen? You're gods. So we shouldn't have to fear anything. But let me get back to the Lovecraft. This green book, it was talking about Cthulhu and the great old ones. And there's a lot of things with Cthulhu that it just didn't make. Is it like I was like what the fuck? Hold on. It's the Cthulhu. So when I started to look in Cthulhu, I started to get the movies about Cthulhu, the Necromonicon, and just started to meditate about it. And not just the books, the movies, the action figures, even just meditate on it. Like who Cthulhu is. These great monsters, it's like a primordial form. You have a primordial form in the eons because you are monsters at the end of the day. You are gods, but you're above a gods because God is like a lower form. You are monstrous beings. You are a monster, but you just can't show it the way you want to. But that monster in you is gonna transmute itself in the 3D to various souls that you're gonna mutually connect with, because they know that you're a monster. Not to demonize, not to be evil, like, oh, he's an evil monster. You know what I'm saying? Like the monsters under your bed. Not that type of monster. Don't fear the monsters, because you are a god, you're a monster, you're an angel, you're all these beings. So that monster that Lovecraft was seeing in Nightmare, years later, you hear about his books. I hear about it. You know about his books, his mythology, and the story of Cthulhu and the great old ones. But since he did not give in to the fear of what was in his subconscious, since he did not give in to that fear, he was able to transmute all of Cthulhu's work into this material. And his work is all over the country today. It's even overridden Satanism. Oh yeah, it's that bad. So don't give in to the fear in anything you do in life. And never let anyone, any mortal, any god, deter you from your life, deter you from your goal. Deter you. Mata handa, handa, handa. Mata handa, da 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 da. Mata handa, da 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 da. Word up. Walk in the fire. Stand in that fire and let that fire grow inside of you. inside your your gut, your brain, and let it walk up. Stand in that fire. This is the Mouth from Monk channel. Y'all stay strapped up out here. Matahanda, Matahanda, Boston 19.